So let's go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to our class of 2024 parent caregiver fall meeting. This meeting is being recorded, and within 1 week of today, we will have it posted on the website on the newly set up class of 2024 information page. When you do go to the BCC website right now, you'll still see class of 2023 under the quick links on the left-hand side, but eventually it will say class of 2024, and we'll have the slides and the recording from tonight posted there for you all. So I am Rebecca Sutton. I'm one of the assistant principals that supports class of 2024 activities. I also support students with last names N through T, so I might be your students administrator as well. And I would like to just allow everybody to kind of go around and introduce themselves, and then we'll get started with the rest of the meeting.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Olga Shapiro. I'm one of the other assistant principals supporting the 12th grade class this year and the activities with Ms. Sutton. And I support students' last names U through Z and all EML students. Good to see everyone here.
Hi, everyone. This is Dan Janis. I'm the graduation coordinator. I also teach music here at BCC. I see a lot of familiar names in the list of guests, parents of students of mine, so it's good to see you all.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mia Shoker, counselor. I support students S through T's, and I will be here tonight to answer any questions about the college application process.
All right. Thank you all. We have one more introduction from someone who could not be here this evening, so I'm going to play
Good
that
evening,
now.
BCC parents. This is Dr. Mooney. I am sorry that I'm not able to be here with you tonight as we discuss really what you have to look forward to as senior parents over the course of the next few months. As someone who has sat in your shoes or in your seats several times in the past 4 or 5 years, I know that there are times when this can be exciting and times where this process of having a senior in high school can be worrisome. So I want to let you know that tonight we're going to share with you as much information as we can about what you should expect over the next few months as we prepare for graduation. Ms. Sutton and Ms. Shapiro are prepared to talk with you through a lot of that process. And also to let you know that if at any point you have any questions or are interested in really knowing where we are and where we stand with different processes for seniors, to encourage you to reach out to your child's counselor or your child's administrator, and really let's make this a successful year. So at this time, again, I want to welcome you to this presentation tonight, and I hope that you have a great evening and get answers for everything that you need. Have a great one.
Okay. Thank you all for that. Just a quick point of process. You will notice that we do have a Q&A set up that is set so that you can ask us any questions as we're going. We as panelists will do our best to answer those as we go. Many of those things will be answered live. So please note that there may be things that you want to ask and you won't see us type a response, and that's because we are answering the question live during the presentation. We'll indicate that, and then at the end of the meeting we'll kind of review any key questions that were coming up often. So just our agenda real quick. We will be starting with some helpful hints and some community engagement ideas and things to help your student stay strong in their senior year. Ms. Shoker will review the college application process, and then we'll talk through some of the key events and activities in senior year. Oh, that took me all the way to the end. My apologies. Okay.
All right, good evening once again. So I'm going to discuss some helpful hints with everyone. The main thing really is to keep open communication with school staff. Make sure you're checking parent view, staying up to date with attendance and grades, and talking with teachers, counselors, and your administrators. The more we communicate, the earlier we communicate, the quicker we can kind of, problem solve together. There is now a Remind account. I'm sure you've gotten some messages from the county that we'll be using Remind. So if you scan the QR code, you can join the 2024 class of 2024 Remind group. and we'll be sending communication through that, but we'll also be maintaining some email communication. Please remind students to maintain academic rigor, strong attendance, engage in self-care, and be proactive. A lot of students, I think, start to feel like senior year, they can let go of some of these things, but it's really important to just stay strong throughout the year and finish out the year as best as they can. Okay, so community engagement is very important, as you all know, for us as a school and as administrators that support all the students. And safety is our #1 priority. So we want to make sure that our students leave staff and community members with a good impression. The students have the MCPS student rights and responsibilities that they can refer to, and the student code of conduct for policies related to unsafe behaviors and decisions. We want all students to make the best decisions. So we are there to support them in this. And you also have these resources to refer to at home. Okay, Ms. Shoker is going to take you through the college application process.
Okay, this is my slide. So on the next slide, that is a lot of information that looks very, very frightening. But I'm going to walk you through this, and this has been presented to your children during 12th grade English classes about a week or so ago. So they are aware of the process. They might still have questions about it. So we're happy to answer any questions. You'll see that the first thing that we have are recommendations, and these are recommendations that we're talking about from teachers. We suggest to students that they ask at least 2 teachers in a core subject for a recommendation. They ask them in person and then follow up with an online request through Naviance. The other thing that we're requesting students to do is start their common application, that they're writing their essays, they're working on supplemental questions, that we remind them that anything that says optional probably isn't. From there, we have instructed students to request their transcripts from Ms. Bonner. And when they do that, they need to actually physically go in to Ms. Bonner's office and meet with her to make sure that they have requested the correct documents, that they have the correct deadlines for each school. They'll also make sure that they have their cap and gown, and she will actually make sure that their name is correct for that lovely diploma that's coming your way. We also make sure that their Naviance and all of their eDocs are ready, and their BCC self-reflection, which is the document that counselors use to help assist in writing the letter of recommendation. We like to remind students that if they are sending test scores to their colleges, it must come directly from College Board or the ACT. FAFSA. This is so important. We request that every family complete a FAFSA. Now, some families have a truck full of money and they're going to write a check for their college, and they think, why should I bother? But we say that there are scholarships that are dependent on the FAFSA. So you have nothing else to do on New Year's Eve, and that is a great day to start your FAFSA. It is open in December. You will need your 2022 taxes, and it's so much fun to complete that paperwork. And then, of course, we want everyone to make sure that they look at all of the criteria for college admissions and making sure that they meet all of those requirements. We like students to make sure that they have a list of schools, that they are including a reach school, a target school, and a safety net. So that was one slide of all the things that need to happen. It was a lot of information. Your head might be reeling right now. You might have questions. And you know what? We are here to help. A lot of times our seniors pop down they say one question, we do a quick answer, and then they're on their way again. So our door is open. Meet with your counselor, Ms. Heald in the College and Career Center, college tracks. We are all open and available to help with this time for you guys. So there might be questions in the chat, and I am happy to help.
So we do have two that I'll hit before we move on to the next topic. One, can you please explain the process for getting the counselor recommendation? Does a student need to request it, and how? Are counselors aware if students are applying early decision from Naviance? And if not, how does the student educate their counselor about this? That was one question.
Great. So what we ask, a counselor recommendation automatically goes out with a transcript. So when they're requesting a transcript, they will automatically get 3 documents from us. One is going to be the transcript. One is going to be a part of the Common App that normalizes your child's transcript against everyone in the school and normalizes everyone in the country. And so those are just a couple of documents that go out with us. Now we ask that students do the self-reflection because that rounds out information that we might not know about. Your teacher will be writing the recommendation based on how does your child perform in the classroom? How do they approach a Socratic seminar? How do they problem solve? How do they overcome challenges in the classroom? What kind of thinker are they? We are writing out about what kind of person they are, and all of that information comes from the self-reflection. So I think I answered the first part of that question. And Ms. Sutton, can you remind me the second half of that question? Oh,
Sure,
I know.
about
It
early
was
decision.
deadlines.
Yes.
Okay, so what we are doing, we have asked your child to request their transcripts with a 1-month lead time. So that means that we as counselors have 4 weeks to get your documents together. I think that's fair. We have a database that we're looking at every day, like crazy people looking at our database who requested a transcript today. What is their deadline? Okay, so you would think that we're trying to buy tickets to like the Rolling Stones, you know, click, click, click to refresh. But that is how we know we are checking on it. But if you have a child that has a special deadline, like some of the Southern schools are October 15th. And I mean like Duke and UNC have that early deadline. It's not a bad idea for your child to just loop around to their counselor and say, hey, just want to let you know, and just kind of self-advocate and put them on the radar. And I'm going to answer our next question that hasn't been asked yet, because I've had it a lot, which is how do you make an appointment with Miss Bonner? And the answer is you don't. It's like going to the DMV, getting your license. It's first come, first serve, and she sees students before school, after school, and during lunch. So I always recommend the best time to get her is first thing in the morning. She's always in early, and you can go in there at 7:30 before school starts and sit outside her office and get that done. Any other questions?
So there's a few more that Ashoka will probably take a look at in the chat as we get started on the next section. I'm going to speak to the one about if your child has an IEP, the college application process is the same in terms of like, you're still going to go on Naviance, all the things that Ms. Shoker just talked about, but you will want to work with your child's case manager. As seniors, they'll work closely with Mr. Lawrence, who is our transition support teacher as well. And his entire role is based on preparing students for transition from secondary school on to whatever they're doing next. If college is where they're going next, his job is to help students with that process. And so there are some pieces tied to, and this would go for a student with an IEP or a 504 or an EML plan, tied to the accommodations at the college level and accommodation as they compare to accommodations at the secondary level. There is a little bit of a difference there, but that does not impact the application process. It should go into your decision making. You'll want to think about what accommodations are available at the institution you're looking for and what might be a good fit based on your child's disability, but it doesn't change application deadlines or FAFSA or any of that stuff. That process is the same. So Ms. Shoker's going to hop in the Q&A and try to type some answers. And if we have more questions, we can come back to that at the end.
Perfect.
A few things about some events. So the first event is right now, September 28th. We're going to talk very shortly about cap and gown orders. So the first thing is that cap and gown orders have started as of today. The site is live and Mr. Janis will speak about that. And we will have in-person orders available starting October 13th. There will be a day where our rep will be here. Mr. Janis will talk more about that. Next event is our final 2 senior portrait sessions. I do believe they are all full at this time. So if your student has not had their senior portrait taken at all, you will want to contact VOS Photo. And if you go to that link, it has contact information there about scheduling a time to get a portrait taken. If they have enough contact, they might add on additional photographers for the November session. I don't believe they can still add on for October, but they might add in more sessions with more photographers for the November dates. Again, these are for first time at that point. They won't be adding on extra people for retakes. This is just for students who have not. If your child has already had your senior portraits taken and you are signed up, we do have students who have not had an opportunity to take their portrait at all yet. Ask that you please remove yourself from that list so that students can have a chance to get their first time senior portrait taken. And you can reach out to the photographer to arrange a separate time, but we do have students who have not been able to get in yet because we base the number of spots on making sure every senior gets to go once, not retakes. The next 2 events are IB and AP exams. IB exams go April 25th through May 17th. AP exams, the standard window is May 6th through the 17th. That is where the bulk of our testing is, but we do know that we have some students who, due to extended time accommodations or a conflict with an IB exam, may have to have their exam moved to the late window because they can't physically be in 2 places at once. An important thing to note is that May 24th is also the last day for seniors. So AP exams will be going right up until that last day if your student has an AP exam in the late window. The next is the prom, which is Friday, May 10th. Friday, May 10th. We are not currently sharing the location because our students are excited about doing a reveal of some sort to help drive excitement. So when our students are ready to reveal where the prom will be, we will do that. Please note that it is an accessible location that's within our Montgomery County, DC metropolitan community. It is not a big schlep far away from the school. It is an accessible location and it will be Friday, May 10th. Please note that that is an exam day for both AP and IB exams. If your student has an AP or IB exam that afternoon, they do still need to sit for that exam at that time. College Board and IB will not change date or time of exams for prom. So please note that that is an AP and IB exam date. And so we cannot move exams for prom prep. And finally, bulk of your stuff is all going to be late May to early June. We will have senior materials return before the AP exam late window ends there on the 24th. So sometime at that same time as seniors are finishing up their exams, we'll also be collecting materials from them, Chromebooks, things like that, because their last day will be May 24th. Senior awards night will be somewhere there, late May, early June. And again, graduation rehearsal and graduation will come all in that window of time. Mr. Janis will speak more about that very shortly. Next up, speaking of events, we have 2 absolutely fabulous senior peer parents. Their contact information is there at the bottom. One happens to be the parent of our senior class president. So she's very, very connected with what the students are excited about and doing. Right now, they are looking for parent support to help with prom extras, like having a 3D photo booth. That was really cool. The past 2 years, you stand on like a platform and the camera spins around you and the kids absolutely love it. It's a lot of fun. We've had balloon drops at previous proms. Those little extras that just add a little something to the event all cost extra money usually with the various venues. So that's something that the senior parents want to be able to contribute to. Graduation rehearsal breakfast, graduation extras like banners and chairs and things in whatever venue is chosen. Yard signs. We have had classes do yard signs before that really popped up during COVID. and then parents haven't really kind of organized it in the past couple years, but a lot have asked about it. Well, our parents this year are very proactive and want to coordinate and make that happen. So they're looking for parents to help with that. And mostly after prom, they want to have a safe and welcoming environment for our students after the prom. So the prom will run from 8 to 11 at our venue, and then they want to be able to put together an after prom event at another location. So 2 ways that you can help. The first, you can contribute to the PTSA Senior Fund. There's a QR code there on the left, trying to reach a goal of 20,000. So please scan that if you would like to donate to the Senior PTSA Fund. On the right, there is, and even honestly, even more precious than money. I know we definitely need the money to make things happen, but 2 parents alone cannot make all this happen by themselves. So I know they would be very, very happy to have you join their senior planning committee. So if you are interested in joining the committee, even if you're, very strapped for time and all you can do is help with sending out an email to remind parents about dropping off donations, any little bit of help can really help move things along for them. So reach out, scan that, let them know how you can help volunteer. And again, if you have any questions, their contact info is there on the bottom. They're incredibly responsive. Please do message them, ask whatever your question is, see how you can get involved and help. Now I'm going to pass it off to Mr. Janis with a whole lot of information about not having much information yet.
Yes, thank you. So again, I'm Mr. Janis, Dan Janis. I'm the graduation coordinator here. I promise I won't keep you guys too long. We want to watch some Thursday night football tonight, so we'll get out of here soon. Unfortunately, you can see the first 2 options on our list here are TBD. We are sort of at the mercy of a few things going on. The date and time, we know that it's going to be in the window of late May, like last week of May and the first 2 or 3 weeks of June. We don't know exactly when. The reason for that is the county has to schedule contracts and dates for all 26 high schools. They cannot do that at this point because they don't know. They've given out these location surveys to everyone, and those all have to come back in. They have to negotiate contracts, get staffing, get everything all sorted out. And then right about January, February is when the county will pass down to us, okay, Bethesda Chevy Chase, your graduation date is blah. So right now it is TBD. What we are suggesting, what we are asking is that families please consider not scheduling any sort of travel or vacation in those first couple of weeks of June. There are a few things that we do need from you guys at that point. One of those is, of course, the rehearsal before the graduation, and then the graduation itself, right? You don't want to be on some island getting a suntan and then realize, oh no, my graduation is in 5 minutes. So as fun as that sounds, we really do want to get you your diplomas and get you walking across the stage and get you out of here. So in light of that, the QR code on the screen right now is your opportunity to give your voice on where you'd like the graduation to be. We have a couple of off-campus options, and then we do have our on-campus option like we've had the last couple of years. I will say we have previously gotten many questions and requests for additional tickets. We are severely limited in the number of tickets we can provide at BCC if we were to do the graduation at home. So if that's something you're considering, grandma and grandpa coming in from out of town, you may want to just look into what the options are for our off-campus venues as well. Some other things we're going to have are a senior breakfast and of course the graduation rehearsal. That is all dependent on the date of graduation. Usually it's about 2 days before the ceremony itself. Again, we won't know that information until about January. And I am seeing a question in the chat already about this. Like I said, it's about January, February when Montgomery County passes that down to us. I mean, truthfully, it's not a decision that we can even make. We can't say we'd like to have our graduation on June 1st. Montgomery County has to pass that down. They have to send Board of Education members to us. They have to coordinate security and staffing. And like I said, contracts and those things take quite a bit of time. We try to push it to be an earlier announcement every year, and we get what we get, unfortunately. Okay, Herff Jones is the company that manufactures our caps and gowns. I will say that if you had a student who graduated past the year 2020, those caps and gowns will still be valid for this year. You will still need to purchase a new tassel. Those tassels have our graduation year on them. They're also, nice special little trinkets that you get to keep. I actually still have my cap and tassel from my graduation, which was a number of years ago. Um, we are collecting information about sizing for cap and gowns, which we will pass on to Herf Jones. That is going to be done in the one-on-one meeting with Miss Bonner. Every senior will meet with Miss Bonner at some point. This is a different meeting than that transcript meeting that Miss Shoker mentioned. This is just, one face-to-face meeting about, who are you? What are you doing? Are you going to college? We need your cap and gown size, et cetera, et cetera. If you need to purchase a new cap and gown, the cost is approximately $50. It's $48.25 plus tax. We are putting, Herf Jones has put a deadline of February 15th on that. I know that seems very, very far away, but this is my third year doing this, and I know that the week leading up to February 15th, we are emailing and calling families constantly to get them to last minute purchase these cap and gowns. Otherwise, the price goes up. And there's also not necessarily a guarantee, depending on how late the order comes in, not necessarily a guarantee that the size will be correct, or that it'll even arrive on time. Our people over at Herf Jones have been incredible. We've really never had those issues, but the sooner we order our cap and gowns, really the better. Online ordering is available right now. If you go to the website listed in the middle of the screen, highschool.herfjones.com, that website link is live. You'll be prompted to type in the name of the school. We are Bethesda Chevy Chase High School, and you'll have all of your options come up. The only requirement is the basic cap and gown package. You will be prompted to purchase additional things, and you're certainly welcome to. All you are required to have for your graduation day is the basic cap and gown package. That's the gown, the hat, and the tassel that comes with it. Other things like graduation announcements and invitations, picture frames, spots in the yearbook, things like that. Those all can be done up until about February 15th. Anything else that's ordered through Herf Jones past February 15th will not be able to be customized. Again, still seeing some questions about cap and gown style. Yes, 2021 will work, 2022 will work, 2023 will work. And if you purchase 2024, that will also work.
Right, and are we ready for the video?
Yes, this is a video from Herf Jones, just with repeating some of the information I've already said.
Good morning, seniors, and let me first say congratulations. You're on the verge of reaching an important milestone in your life. Graduation is a celebration for the entire family that helped you accomplish this achievement. At Herf Jones, we're here to help you celebrate. Beginning this fall, you'll have the opportunity to place orders for many custom BCC products. For this meeting, I've been asked to review the cap and gown ordering process for your class. Orders may be placed at highschool.herfjones.com. Catalogs with ordering forms and ordering information will be distributed during your English class. Herf Jones will be in school on October 11th for those students wishing to place their order in person. One of the most important items for graduation is your cap and gown, and right now we need your size. You will be receiving a link through Synergy to complete a senior survey. Your cap and gown sizes are collected as part of that survey. It is critical we receive this information early, even if you're not ready to place an order at this time. You may also use this QR code to provide your measurements directly to Herff Jones. Completing your measurements using either of these methods will assure we have a proper fitting cap and gown for you at graduation. Don't delay. Those students providing measurements by October 10th will be entered into a drawing for a free class hoodie. Again, providing this information is not your order. Orders must be placed via the paper order form or online at highschool.herffjones.com. It's hard to believe as we sit here in September, you're only about 250 days from crossing that stage at graduation. This year's going to fly by. Seniors, finish strong. You've been on a 12-year marathon. Don't slow down now as you cross the finish line. Parents, I urge you to enjoy this time with your senior before they begin the next chapter of their lives. Thank you and congratulations again. I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Alrighty. Thank you very much. Feel free to keep those questions coming. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Keep those questions coming. Just a few reminders. Stay tuned. Somewhere in the late January to early March window, we will announce our graduation date and venue. We promise we will not keep that information hidden. As soon as it is revealed to us, we will put it out there. We will post it on all of our socials. There at official BCCHS, which is on Instagram, Facebook, X, formerly Twitter. We'll post it on all of those. We will put it in the Remind, which has that QR code. You can scan that right there. I've also dropped the link in the chat and we'll drop it again shortly. Any of those will work. In addition, we will send it out via Synergy and Blackboard Connect to every single email we have on file for every single class of 2024 family members. So please check any and all of those, and it will be on the website as well. We will post it everywhere as soon as we know when and where it will be. So if you don't see it posted anywhere, it's because we don't know yet. Next up is that we will have a senior class student and parent/caregiver meeting in the spring, sometime in April. During that meeting, we will already know our graduation date and venue. We will know prom venue should be announced at that point, and we will have far more information for you about all of those things. And we'll be sharing that with everybody. And again, that will also be posted on the website as well as sent out through all of those methods. So at this time, there have been questions about prom. Please note that prom decisions have to do with contracts at venues and have to do with availability within our staff for running the event. We did our best to work around testing. Unfortunately, with testing going from April 25th all the way through May 24th, there was no date in the entire month of May that wouldn't impact with testing. And we did talk with our students at length about the few options available to us in April. And they really felt very strongly that those dates were way, way too early and the venues were too small to fit our whole class. So we went with a date that could fit more of our students. Our goal is to have as many of our seniors as possible participating in prom. It's a wonderful event. It's a great time. It's a nice kind of bow on their senior year. It's a good final activity for them to all do together. So we really wanted to try and make sure it was as accessible to our students as possible. The testing schedule just did not allow for it. I will say this is my 6th year at BCC. In my 6 years, apart from the 2 where we did not have prom due to a global pandemic, only one of those has not been on a day when there was AP and IB exams. Every single other year, we've had AP and IB exams the day of prom. So that's every year it's been a thing. And there are schools all across the county in the same boat. There's just prom season happens to overlap with the exact window that AP and IB exams are happening. So it is very difficult with classes of our size and limited number of venues and all schools vying for those same venues to be able to arrange that at a time there is no testing. That still feels like a good end year cap. So I know it's something that's difficult for people to, process, that there will be prom during testing, but of the 4 years that we've had prom, only one since I've been here, this is my 6th year, only one of those has not been on a testing day. Other panelists, any other common themes that you would want to address from questions?
it looks like you answered all of them. And I believe there were some questions about cap and gown ordering, which Mr. Janis answered as well.
Just to clarify, I did not say all other high schools have prom during testing. I said many, because we were vying for all the same venues. This is the best option that was available to us. We went through many options. We firmly believe that we are in the best option for including as many of our students as possible. So a venue that could fit our class and as least impactful as possible. We looked at which exams were on that date and how many seniors were in those classes. We really, I promise you, we did our research. We dug in, we talked with the students, got their opinions. We talked with our senior peer parents, took their input. I know they sought out feedback from many of you through questions on the listserv or direct conversations. We really did try to pick the best decision available to us for prom. So we're just going to pause for a second to make sure that we have all of the questions answered. And at this time, we're really just in the Q&A stage. So if you have questions, please post those. We will make sure those get answered. And panelists, if anybody else has a question, I'm seeing one, Ms. Shoker, that says FAFSA BAT? Question mark? Please explain.
The FAFSA is the Federal Financial Aid Package for colleges. And if you Google FAFSA, you will come up to the application, which will be open December. And I believe the date that I heard was December 31st. Applying for federal financial aid through FAFSA allows students to take out student loans if they need to. Parents can take out parent loans if they need to. And it also allows students to maybe participate in some scholarships that are need-based. If you need more help with FAFSA, we're happy to help you in the counseling office. If you're eligible for college tracks, they can also help you. The red tape and bureaucracy of FAFSA can be daunting. I know I put 2 kids through college and did it 8 times. So if you have questions, please let me know or your counselor know.
Feel free to get those questions coming in. We're just pausing for questions and we will answer any more common themes before we wrap up.
Miss Sutton, I don't see oh, here we go. Someone's asking Ms. Shoker if you can explain the difference between FAFSA and CSS.
The FAFSA is federal financial aid, and that is the vehicle that's used for all college financing. I can't speak much about the CSS since the FAFSA is what is typically used for all scholarship databases. I can't go into much more clarification than that.
And I have just posted in the chat the Herf Jones link, the Remind link, and the graduation venue survey link for those who have not had a chance to do that yet. And a question in the chat, promise typically from 8 p.m. until 11 p.m. I will double check and confirm, but I'm pretty sure that's the time as well this year, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. And Mr. Janice is answering the question about graduation venue. We actually have done the graduation at BCC the past couple years since the pandemic. Prior to that, we had been at DAR, but every year since I've been at BCC, we actually do seek feedback from stakeholders about the venue, because even before we were kind of forced by COVID to make a change, there are a variety of venues that the county contracts with. So every year we've actually sought stakeholder feedback to determine the venue. So that is not actually a new practice. Wait one more minute for any questions. Prom date, May 10th, Friday, May 10th is prom. Oh, and I did say that I would put back up the parent contact info. So that's, I apologize, I had posted that before. Please feel free to use this to join the senior planning committee for parents to help plan these extra activities and things to really boost our prom and our graduation, or to contribute to the PTSA Senior Fund. The class of 2024 Remind is just another communication tool that we will use to make sure that you all have the information. So we post it on the website, we send it out via email, we post it on our social media, and the county has partnered with Remind to make sure that people are getting the information that they need when they need it. Some people really like it because you can put the app on your phone and get those notifications, little banner notifications. It can send you texts directly. So some parents find that that is the best way for them to remember the information, because they get so inundated with emails. So when they get a little notification on their phone, it reminds them to do a thing. So that's just another tool we will use to make sure that everybody has the information. It seems that our questions have slowed down. As always, we are available if you have questions. We will be posting these slides and this recording on the class of 2024 information page on the website, and we will send out notifications through all those methods that we talked about once they are up. So please know that that will get shared with everybody within the week. So again, we thank you all. If you have any remaining questions, please contact us, and we will do our best to answer those. And as always, your student's administrator and counselor are great places to start if you're ever not sure where to go to get an answer. You can come to any of us, or you can go directly to your student's administrator or counselor. And that is it for the evening. So we thank you all very much for joining us. Again, this was recorded and will be posted, and we look forward to doing senior year with your students.